Today is our last day in Shikoku, and we've jumped across the water to Naoshima, and some people might not know that's a huge art island. There's a lot of like outdoor art that you can see in several art, what do you call the place where they put the
galleries?
Art? Galleries. There's a bunch of galleries as well, and you can just kind of go. It's definitely a relaxing kind of feeling, like you get on a boat, you take an hour to come over here, feels nice, you get off the boat, and Annabelle had told us about this, so I was kind of psyched to see what she was talking about when we met. Behind me, I have actually seen this big red pumpkin in proofreading jobs that I've done, because I used to do jobs for Benesse, which is a big corporation, and I think they have a lot to do with this art island. And I thought we'd come over to this big old pumpkin and there'd be tons of people around it and it would be really irritating to shoot it, but it wasn't at all. There's not a huge horde of people, even though we just got off a ship like 5 minutes ago. It's pretty easy. We got to take a bunch of cool pictures that we're really happy with. It didn't matter that other people were in it because it's kind of, that's what it is. Like, all these other people are really excited to see this pumpkin too. And that's not something that happens very often.
Naoshima is a small but kind of big island. It takes, we're thinking based on a map guess, about 30 to 45 minutes to walk across the narrow bit. So you can rent bicycles and you can take buses, but we decided that we would just save the money on the bicycles and save the money on the buses and hoof
it. Had nothing to do with money.
Oh, okay. Why are we doing that's in my mind, we're doing this to save money.
I have been driving in a car for quite some time, and I fell off of a bike recently. So I kind of just want my feet on the ground and to feel like I'm moving myself, as opposed to just pressing a lever that pushes us along.
Fair enough. So we're gonna just kind of hoof it around the island and find some art, and there are already a few different art pieces that we've seen just as you leave the port area. And my understanding is that's going to be kind of a trend that maybe continues.
I actually looked at the map and I think we might be disappointed.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how many outdoor art installations they have. I felt like from what I saw on the brochure, most of them are congregated around the port area. So we're gonna walk, and I'm hoping we'll find more art things.
I gotta say though, I'm really not that disappointed about this.
That's really beautiful. We found a little bit of natural art. I don't even know how to describe this. Eric's calling it witch fingers. Like if you put bugles on your fingers and like tried to bother your friends and shit. Like, exactly that. The core of the flower is a real like kind of dark burnt purple, and then the pollen that's on the tips is like a orange gold color, and the mix between the two is just really gorgeous. I've never seen this, and it just caught my eye as we're walking along the road. Reminds me of home.
We've been walking for about 20 minutes or so, and Katie was right, there is not a whole lot of art going on the island speckled around. But we did break into one small area that's got some, I guess it's art, I don't know, it's sort of like things. I'm not sure, it's just a pole leaning on a rock. Is this art? I'm not good at art. But facing the other direction is a piece of work that I do think is kind of art. This looks like it was kind of like an engineering, like, difficulties and things. I find that to be kind of cool, and it's just an arch, and it's very thin, and it's kind of picturesque with the ocean between it. So this is nice. I don't know if I can get down on the pole on the rock. It looks like a construction site.
So I saw kind of a picture of this. I didn't imagine that it was going to be this big. It didn't seem like there were going to be this many rocks, but this is one of my favorite artworks because it feels very natural but yet very thought out. But we hit a strange point that I didn't really understand. Eric had to go and read a placard, and the placard said that if you want to take a bath here, you can take a bath here. You can go to the front desk, they will unlock this jacuzzi and fill it up for you. That would be really awkward to have a whole bunch of people come and watch you when in the middle of the artwork. I kind of want to do it, but I don't have my bathing suit. We came to an island and I didn't bring my bathing suit. But it would be super awkward. Art or trash? You decide. Shipwreck? It smells like grapefruits.
Art or cheese? It's a little tight. God, I'm pretty skinny, but even this is a bit much. Ugh. Ugh. What did we win for that?
Wakame! Nama.
You gonna eat it?
No, it needs to be boiled and then tossed with salt and then cut by some ladies who do a good job and dried and stuff. Yeah. So we're back to the grapefruit area, and I was just thinking, like, why does it smell like this? And then out of the corner of my eye, I caught like a foamy bit on a piece of the tree, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe like an animal was gnawing on it or something. And then I was like, that's still kind of weird that there would be like saliva on the tree. So I looked at another part of the tree. It also had that. And then I realized basically all of the little witch fingers that are coming out of this tree are kind of soggy. And that is where this grapefruit smell is coming from. So this is real weird. Whatever tree this is, I want it.
You kind of look like
Why what?
You kind of look like you've been foaming yourself.
I smell like grapefruit. Do you think magnesis works on this? I bet you I can pick these balls up. I just gotta press up and select the right. Just being dorky. Moving art. Let's play with it. Looks like it's still. Looks like it's still. One. Two. Do I look like the strongest person in the world? I might be. It moves on its own. Never mind. Not looking strong.
Is this a snake or a camel? Because like, this looks like a snake, right? But it's got humps like a camel. Maybe it is the result of a very funky relationship.
There's a special pumpkin behind me, and I told Eric that this was the secret pumpkin, but it definitely doesn't seem like it is a secret by any means, considering the line that has formed to hang out with said pumpkin. I'm not going to be joining the line, but I just wanted to show that this is what happens in Japan. If you want to take a picture with something, get in line, and you act politely until it's your turn to take a picture with it. It can be kind of fun, where you definitely get your own personalized time with the item, but we were playing with some art earlier that was kind of like a cage, and it would be so much cooler if there were tons of people in there having fun with it, and there was just a line for one person to take a picture with it. And then finally, like, I saw multiple people go in, and I just ran in too, because I was like, make it look crazy. This artwork can look so cool. I mean, for the pumpkin, one at a time's fine, but not all art should be one at a time.
In this field, there's a little building. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you can go inside the little building. So in we go. And Katie is actually going in the other side. It's like reflective. And then you come in this little private room. I don't know, I feel a little weird about this. And there's this glass between you. And I don't think there's anything else to it. Did something happen on your side?
I think it's so you can take pictures together when you're apart. Like I can still see me.
Yeah.
And I can take a picture of you and me.
Ah.
And I just did.
Okay, oh, I guess there you are. This torii, I don't know if it was built to be low, because they're usually not this low, or if it was built normal height and maybe the sand from the beach has come up and made it appear to be shorter than it is intended to be. We saw something very similar to this on Sakurajima, and that was from a volcano that had exploded and made the torii very short. But I don't think there's a volcano on this island, so either it was short from beginning or it was short from the sea. This is kind of a cute sign for a hotel, and the part of it that is cute is this bit here. They're trying to express, or well, they are expressing that they have a barbecue, but the way they've written it is funny because they've just used the katakana ba, be, and then 9 in Japanese is Q, so it's like ba, be, Q. They don't usually use 9 for Q in the barbecue part. But I just spotted it, I was like, oh, that's cute. And then I was like, is that too dorky? And then Katie was like, make the video. And she was like, you can delete it if you don't want it. So if you're seeing it, I thought it was good. This is something that is not on the tourist mats, but it's something that exists here and is kind of cool because it is a one in a series. You can see the sign says this is number 25 and it's called a fudasho. And a fudasho is like a little shrine or something, and I'm not really sure too much behind the background of it, but it's like a religious type of structure. And I've seen up to number 38 or 39 of these, just the signs, but I haven't seen them themselves very often. I think they're kind of hiding in the woods and stuff. So the island has got a little scavenger hunt of things to go look for that is not being presented to the tourists. It's not even in the Japanese documentation that we have. I like it.
Yo, who I gotta talk to rent this? What the hell? It's actually got a license plate on it, so this is road legal. I don't know if I have a license that would allow me to drive this. Very badass. Looks like a lot of fun and would be turning heads, no doubt.
We've hit a bit of a weird one. We made it
No. It's not so much of a weird one. We've
been here before.
Yeah.
Not here, but in this situation where you're on a little island and you came into the little town and you want to get lunch and nobody has any food left. Everything is just like, we're sold out, we're sold out, we're sold out. And I mean, it is a little past lunchtime. It's 2 o'clock, but it's Sunday and there's a tremendous number of tourists on the island. So I'm surprised that they're not stocked to try to, you know, get that money. But I guess not. Maybe that, like Katie said, that's island life. Like they got what they got paid for what they wanted for the day and they're done with it. So that's what they planned for and that's what they're gonna do.
I was willing to drop 2,000 yen on this meal, like whatever it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to have something like I can only have on this island. I was very excited about that. And now we are going to the supermarket.
And we've checked a lot of places.
Yes, we've checked at least 5 restaurants. One is still open, but what they're serving is udon.
And we've been having udon.
And we've been eating, and I'm very excited about udon, but I'm not necessarily excited about udon here.
And also, we were outside, and it's kind of popular in there right now because obviously there's no place else to eat.
It's the only place open.
And a Japanese lady stuck her head inside, and then she came back out, and her husband was like, "How long will it be?" And she was like, "I can't understand the people in there. I don't know." So I'm not going to go in there and try to find out how long it's going to be. If she can't figure it out, I'm doomed. Rolled into the supermarket, bentos and sandwiches, nothing. So now we're just gonna maybe, I don't know. I'm real hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe buy a pack of ham. What do we got here? It's my guy. All right, nothing in there. I ended up with some kyde, which we just call giraffe snacks, and hopefully we're gonna find something else along the way because this is all we got. Katie's got some wakame from a couple days ago in her bag.
We found a little bit of serenity for free. Apparently you can just come into this little sanctuary of water and tatami. There's more back in this house that I have yet to adventure into, but it's completely free and they just want you to come in. Why? Best art on the island. You know how when the rovers land on Mars and they put up those big like so that it just rolls around? That's exactly what this looks like. There is not a rover inside, just a lot of illegally parked bikes from what it looks like. If you're not a rover, you're not supposed to be in there.
One of the little shops opened back up at about 3 p.m.
And it was on my list of ones to go to.
And it was just like a little cafe, and they actually served a fairly strong Italian dish. So we had a couple of little Italian dishes, and now we realize that it's 4 o'clock and the boat that we need to take back to the main part of Shikoku leaves at 5 o'clock. And we're on the opposite side of the island that we need to be on.
Yes.
So
this one has a port, but it's not going to where you want to go.
The rest of the adventure on this island is walking back and hoping we don't miss this boat.
Hey, we got a little bit of wiggle room.
We do. We think it's a 28-minute walk, and we have an hour, so we should be safe.
Yeah. Fika? We found a bit of chaos in a building. I saw a picture of this and I certainly didn't know what it was. It was just a picture that looked kind of a little bit glittery, a little bit glamorous, and just a whole bunch of stuff on the front of a building. It actually turns out that it's an onsen, so you can go in here and have an onsen and soak and kind of get the day off ya, because if you don't ride a bike or whatever, even if you ride a bike, you get kind of tired out here going from one art scene to another. So an onsen actually seems like a really good idea here.
So my quick Naoshima review is that some of the art is pretty neat. I kind of expected a little more from it, but we didn't go in any of the galleries, to be fair. However, we did realize that if you needed an entire, like really wanted to check this out, you need more than a day basically, or you have to be on like even the earliest boat only would have given you another hour or so.
It was like 8, you said, so it would have given us 2 more hours.
I still think if you wanted to go in and look inside and look at the galleries and stuff, like you got to stay here overnight.
And I'm also like a little sad that I won't get to see it at night. Like what does this place turn into at night? Does it just die, or is the art seen in a different light?
I think some of it's illuminated. There definitely were lights on some of it.
Should we try to see if we can book that
hotel,
that jacuzzi?
The jacuzzi, yeah.
The jacuzzi with the rocks?
Yeah.
I would totally try to do that.
So I think that the sum up of the story is that if you're going to come here, consider staying here. There are a lot of places that you can stay and check it out, because it's not only the art stuff. There's like little villages and like little like normal looking things going on this island that might just be worth snooping around a little bit while you're here. So it's a cool stop. I don't think we had enough time.
I see people taking pictures, so we're on the right track. Short story is, I went off to get fika at the convenience store, came back, grabbed Eric, and we went up to get in line for the boat, which seemed pretty regular from how we did it this morning. When we got there and we told them where we were going, they put us in a special line. And we're sitting there very confused. There's a slightly frantic lady running around, and we just wait. And then they gave us these little cards. And then we're starting to wonder, are we actually going to get on the boat that we're supposed to get on? Because we have to return the rental car tonight. And we've timed out everything to be good, but if we're not getting on a boat, what's going to happen? So we started walking away with this guy that's in front of me, away from the water. And I started getting a little worried about that. And we are not walking onto this boat. So now I'm still a little worried. He has said we're getting on a boat that may be faster than the one we were supposed to get on. It seems like they have not really estimated how much boatage they need to get people off of this island at 5 o'clock.
But at least you got fika sorted.
Yeah. Quite happy about my fika selection. Look at our little boat. We're gonna get on this. Wow. I think it might go fast. And I assume these are like an upgrade. This is some Willy Wonka shit right here. I got that golden ticket. Welcome to the high-speed boat to Takamatsu. Woo! We gonna go fast. At Japanese hotels, they will clean your room every day. I should say business hotels at least. They'll clean your room every day if you want them to. We don't care about that. Like, we don't want people moving our stuff around, just leave it be. They've got this nice magnet here in the hotel that we're staying in, and it says that if you put this magnet up, they will just put a bag outside your door, and it'll include towels, razors, toothbrushes, nightwear. So the yukata that you could kind of walk around in, and a bottle of water. There was no bottle of water when we came into the room, so I'm suspicious that there's not going to be a bottle of water in here. I think they'd be lying to me. There's a bottle of water in here. What? Where's the other bottle of water? Fibbers. Is anybody else tired of this system? The card to turn on the electricity system? That's stupid. We are back at the awesome map where we started our trip here in Shikoku, and we thought we'd been here for 10 days, brought certain things only for 10 days, but we were here longer than 10 days. So good counting on us. That didn't work out very well.
We had to do some extra panty laundry.
Yeah. But yeah, Shikoku, how did you feel about it?
Shikoku, I actually think that, I don't like using the word favorite as in like a definitive defining like this is my favorite almost anything, because there's such a variety of everything in the world, but this is one of my favorite places in Japan without a doubt. I thought that, what I kept telling Katie is that I feel like Shikoku is sort of like the entire country of Japan squished into a digestible island. And that doesn't mean it includes mega metropolises like Osaka and Tokyo, because I think they kind of stand on their own as their own entities. But as far as like what the Japanese countryside and small towns and medium-sized cities can offer, I feel like you can get a lot of that in Shikoku without having grand distances between them. So I feel like it's like Japan compressed. And it's just super mountainous, I think, is one of my favorite bits, is that it's got a lot of mountains that come right up out of the ocean, and it just makes the scenery like dramatic and really beautiful in that very unique Japanese way. What do you think about Shikoku?
I don't know really what to say, because I feel like mine isn't like a juxtaposition of yours.
That's fine.
It's not like it's a complete opposite, but it's kind of just a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a good time. I would come back, like I'd have no problem coming back, but do I feel as though it was like something amazing or something overwhelming? No.
You just feel like it fit into the rest of the Japan experience?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
And I feel like I covered it.
I do not. And the reason that I do not feel like I covered it is because I feel like we talked about this too, our guidebook will drive you out of the cities here. There's not a lot of information about the cities in the guidebooks we have, and that is sort of what dictated our trip. And I feel like that there's 4 major cities on the island, and I don't feel like I really understand any of them. The one we were in the most is Kochi, and it was awesome with the old school onsen and everything, and the atmosphere in that place was cool. But that was just
old school onsen?
Is that not Kochi?
That's Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. I just told her before we saw the video. I was like, I don't know the names of these places.
Yeah, Dogo Onsen is what he's talking about.
Yeah. To be completely honest, the cities and the prefectures have all sort of just blurred together in my head. Because can you show really quick with your finger what our route was?
What we did.
Because we just sort of bounced back and forth between things.
Here, we drove down to here, over here. Over here. We went, we did a little bit in here, over there, up to Imabari, down, and then.
So as you can see, we crossed back and forth across the prefecture lines a lot.
A lot, yeah.
And it all has sort of blended together, and the cities have mostly all blended together. But I remember specific experiences from things, and it was Kochi that had the night market that was amazingly cool, and the morning market on that Saturday or Sunday that we went. And that was awesome. I think the castle was really cool. And the other cities, I don't even feel like we touched. We were in them, but I don't have no basis of anything on them. So when I think about Shikoku, I think about coming back, and everybody comes here for the inaka, for the countryside, but I almost want to come back and explore the cities to understand the vibe of each city a little bit more. And that's kind of how I feel.
And I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah.
At all.
And there's cheap flights, so it may happen.
Yeah.
So, you have any other final thoughts, Shikoku?
No.
No? Okay, well we're gonna go sit and eat our last bowl of morning noodles, because you can do the udon in the restaurant in the airport is apparently good.
Yeah, it has a high score along with all the other Sanuki udon restaurants. So it's early in the morning, so I'm just kind of like.
Yeah, we got up at 6. It's like 7.
It's 7 now. We have a flight at 9:20. We've left a lot of room for noodles.
Don't be too far away. I don't want to be like, blah.
Gonna get these motherfuckers. Konnichiwa. This exceeded my expectations, Eric Klein. Oh, your weird feeling. You're beautiful. Eric is so green. Why is that one green?
You just eat.
There's so many. That's what they look like. Hey, we hope that you've enjoyed watching all of these videos about Shikoku. We've had a great time just looking back on all the things that we did and all the laughs that we had over the 10 videos and 7+ hours of just fucking fun.
Footage, yeah.
Yeah, and now we kind of are gonna discuss our fundraising situation about that, which is always an awkward topic for us because we like going out and shooting the videos and we love having fun with that and enjoying sharing that with you guys. But then there's always the step of how can we keep this going and what are we going to do to keep this going and what are we going to do to keep this going?
Well, mostly just remind people that the only way that we really can afford to continue to make these videos, which are not free to make and take a lot of time to edit and put together and everything, like it's a full-time gig basically to keep this thing afloat, is through the support that we get on Patreon. We do not have a huge channel. We just got 50,000 subscribers, which is a big number for sure, and it's really cool that that many people have wanted to jump into our pool and explore with us. But 50,000 on the grand scheme of things in the YouTube world is like nothing, and you very much cannot make a living or even pay for the expenses of the videos that we make through just like YouTube ad revenue. Like
I think
literally,
everybody knows the joke about YouTube ad revenue for people who make videos.
Yeah,
that it's just micro pennies.
It's like a couple $100 a month if you're lucky sometimes, and YouTube doesn't shift something around, and like it's very frustrating.
And everybody knows you
to
can't
look
trust
at that,
YouTube.
and you can't trust YouTube. And like sometimes we'll post videos and it just doesn't go to people's subscription boxes, and that video gets like not very few views, and that affects that and stuff. So it's really unreliable. So the only way that we can, the only way that we can reliably continue to make videos is with the support of people who watch our videos. And most of the people that support us are doing that through Patreon. And the reason that that works out so well for us is just because we're capable of doing like a reward structure with people. Like you can get early access, you can get access to videos that are like discussion videos about
special content
things. Is like, so it's kind of special
content.
You can get
a postcard.
And you can get postcards from us. You can get your name in the end of the credits, things like that. And that's the way that we're able to do that, because that's what the Patreon system gives, is really a platform to do a reward structure and have like a community and stuff back and forth with people.
And it also creates a symbiotic relationship where you want the content and we want to make the content.
Yeah.
And this is the way that you do that. And I know there's so many times I go out and we're getting ready to do something and I think about all the people that are on Patreon and that they want to see or excited about it, and it drives me to make even better content than like find that cool special thing that you don't know. Spend a few more, like an hour or so, and just find something amazing.
Yeah.
So it really does fuel.
So basically, long story short, that we can do the Patreon thing is the best way for us to get back with people and like make sure you can get those types of rewards and stuff. We also just take Patreon or PayPal contributions are totally cool too. And that's like if you want to do a one-time thing, or you can set up a recurring thing that just sends us a couple bucks a month or whatever, however you want to set it up. Like that's another good way that you can help make sure that these videos keep happening. But like I was saying earlier, like our channel isn't big. We don't have the opportunity or don't really want to do sponsored videos. Nobody pays us to go make videos about their restaurant. And we don't like tell you about like the new VPN that you should install and click the link and type in our name and then get 10% off and all that. Like all that stuff is not part of what we want to even be a part of.
Yeah.
Like we just really want to make videos.
And we just really want to share adventure. Like
Yeah.
that is the aim, and that's
So
yeah.
if you have enjoyed the series and you're looking forward to seeing more things like this in the future and you want to check that stuff out, there's links below to our Patreon, to our PayPal account, etc., etc. And that's really all. That's all I want to do about the fundraising thing.
And a big thank you to everybody who has made this Shikoku trip happen.
for sure.
It's just been fantastic, and we've been enjoying sharing it with you. So more will come in the future, and thanks, guys.
And specifically, the more that's coming in the future, we're going to Hawaii soon. So
Yeah,
there will
less than a month.
We're going to be on 3 different islands for a week each, and we're very excited.
There's only Arby's on one island.
Yeah,
So
I looked that up this morning.
thanks, guys. Those spermy trees really do smell like grapefruit. In addition to checking us out on Patreon or contributing via PayPal, you can find all of our social media accounts linked below. Liking, subscribing, and commenting helps us out too.
It's a good breakfast. It's good breakfast.
Yeah. And it's not something we would normally do,
I think I might start
having udon for breakfast.
with lemon.